I tried.
Very good. Well, yeah. So yeah, we had an event here a week, 2 weeks ago, in which our both driveways were cut off the morning before the event. So, so crazy things can happen. So thank you for everything that you've done to get us set up. I'd like to introduce Scott McCollum. Again, I'm biased. I've known Scott for a long time now. Scott's kind of a long-standing client, but has been with Sinclair for 22 years now. And he's the director of ITS, which manages a lot of the infrastructure that a lot of you guys probably do as well. Just recently got his master's degree and has just been named CTO of Sinclair. So with that, let me turn it over to Scott.
Thanks, Brian. One thing I didn't think about creating a slide for this, but a lot of people in Dayton know Sinclair, and I find that as I talk to people in Southern Ohio, Sinclair is not as familiar. So just to give you a little bit of background about Sinclair, we're a college that's about 123 years old. Actually, we started in the Dayton YMCA and as an evening school and became a community college in the 60s, built a campus in downtown Dayton in 1970, and when the campus was built, they said, let's build it for 5,000 students. That'll be really big, more than we'll ever need, and today we have 26,000 approximately students. Over the last few years, we have built learning centers in Huber Heights, Inglewood, Preble County, and we have a campus center over by Kings Island on Courseview Drive, and working on plans to expand it by next fall. So we're growing drastically, like all higher ed. I'm sure Dave can talk to that too. But so Sinclair is a pretty large organization that we have faced lots of issues that virtualization has solved lots of those problems. So that's what I want to talk about today. You know, we didn't test.
About that.
I can just take it. Okay. So first, maybe a little bit simplistic, for those of you here, but virtualization, what actually is it? It's a technology that hides the real characteristics of something in order to make it easier to use, easier to manage, easier to support. And so there are lots of different things in technology that virtualization is being used for. And so, and this is just an example, there are other technologies that have been virtualized for decades that we don't even think about anymore when you think of virtual memory and, you know, things operating within systems. Virtualization has been around a long time. But it's bubbling up into these technologies that are having much larger impacts besides just how a computer works, but how an organization uses technology. So at Sinclair, we're doing things along each of these lines, whether it's storage, server, database, network virtualization, desktop virtualization, and what I'm here to talk about today is application virtualization. And just to give a little bit of kind of setting the stage for virtualization, you know, storage for years, everybody bought a server and they bought the amount of storage that the application that was going to run on that server needed. And then the next time they needed another application, they bought a server with the amount of storage that one needed, and so on and so on and so on. And you end up with hundreds of servers that have, one doesn't have enough storage, another one has too much storage, but how do you leverage what you've got? And so storage virtualization is a technology that allows you to move those drives out of the local servers, put them into an array, and then strike your data across those drives. And the reason you would want to do that is not only to make it usable by all of those servers, but not giving up the wasted space on each of those servers. The redundancy of losing an individual drive, having the data striped across drives, all those kind of things improves your effectiveness. Next, we have Windows Server.